to the Mind of Basketball Podcast, also known as M.O.B Podcast, episode 83. I am Evan.
And I'm Ja.
And this is our basketball podcast where we recap, break down, and analyze players and teams from the previous games the previous day. How are you this Wednesday, Ja? I almost forgot.
Look, man, as I told you before, I will always be tired no matter what.
You need some rest. You need some vitamins, actually. As you need.
Man, I need a lot. Maybe one lot.
Oh, well, let's not get into that. I hope everyone have a good day. Hope everyone will have a good day. Not many games from last night, but some interesting endings. Some blowouts. We're gonna get into all of that. First, starting off with the most interesting game out of all of it, or with the most interesting turnaround in the game. The best defender in the league right now, going up against the greatest defender of all time in Ben Simmons and the Sixers, going up against Draymond Green and the Warriors. And like I said, in which turnaround, yeah, the Sixers had it going from the jump. Got to a early lead from the get-go. Everyone had it going for the Sixers team. Tobias Harris, Ben Simmons, Tony Bradley.
Yeah, Tony. Yeah, they're big, man.
Yeah, I mean, they was just clicking on all cylinders, balanced offense, and they were up by 22 against this Warrior, or 24, I think, actually. High score against this Warriors team.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, if you would have blinked twice, you might have missed it. That's how quick the Warriors just got back into that game in that third quarter. 40 points in that third quarter. 40 points. Led by Kelly Oubre. Led by Jordan Poole coming back from the G League. I mean, just wow. Out of nowhere. They just came back without a second thought, almost reminiscent of the Dynasty Warriors, in which they was just
Let's not get too ahead of ourselves now.
I said reminiscent, almost reminiscent. Almost reminiscent. In terms of how they flipped the switch and got onto that huge run. And next thing you know, they're down by 3. And the next thing you know, they take the lead. But reminiscent for a reason and not exactly, as the Sixers in that fourth quarter went on their run of their own after being down by 6, coming back and taking the lead and then just pushing it up. And as a result, the Sixers do survive the comeback of the Warriors and do prevail in the end.
Yeah, well, that was about to be another bad look for Doc Rivers, even though it doesn't have much meaning. Let me stop. But yeah, that's what you said. The Sixers, the way that they're playing, especially with Embiid out, has been kind of like, you know how there's always been this debate on like who they rather have, even though it's an obvious clear choice who they have, either Simmons or Embiid. Like, you know how they always have those debates. Well, the way it's looking, sometimes it looks like as if, like, you know, you want to go wrong with either one. But again, there's an obvious choice. But you would not, the way that seems, especially now when you see when it clearly with your eyes. Without Embiid, the Sixers are doing well, and that's because of one, Doc Rivers' coaching, and two, because just the empowerment of the other players now without having Embiid. Simmons is going to be Simmons. Harris is finally have stepped up after having that slump last season. He stepped up to that role big time. And then along with the fact that you got all those players that you have playing with you, those shooters, the Green, Curry, all of those guys and everything. And just like what you said, Tony Bradley, who did he play for? It's like, you know what I mean? It was just like, you know, you're when you as a player, you feel empowered to step up and do more and do better.
Yes.
But yet, then you got to also look at this Warriors team who have a lot of heart, a lot of fight in them, especially on the offensive end themselves. About that GOAT debate, who's the greatest defender of all time? I'm not getting into that, but like, you know, like, you know, he is a talented defender, though. A talented perimeter defender when it's time. But yeah, we're not going to jack that. But the way, but the way this Warriors team could also feel empowered to go off at any moment. We even saw this in the Memphis game, in which they had a big, in which they had a blowout win against Memphis without their stars. So
Yeah.
this doesn't shock me.
But you can also see it. And when the next game they played against Memphis, in which Memphis took the win back. So in certain terms, they need their stars. They need their star in terms of Curry.
Yeah.
In which in this game, yeah, they came back, and that's credit to the Warriors, the hustle, the effort that they brung. But in that fourth quarter, they needed Curry, and you can see that.
Yep.
But yeah, great win by the Sixers team. Good effort by the Warriors coming back from 24 down to make it a competitive game, but losing in that fourth quarter. Quick note about Stephen Curry's injury status. Obviously, he did not play in last night's game against Sixers, and it seems like he'll be out for at least another week. After taking that bump on his ass, literally. But he'll be reevaluated in the next week. We'll see how he progresses, how the injury progresses.
Yeah.
All right. The earlier game, which is one of these blowouts, the Lakers and the Pelicans, and Lakers playing like it was 2015. I'll take that back. Because they did show some fight. First quarter kept it competitive. The Lakers did keep it competitive in that fourth quarter, but it was the second quarter in which the Pelicans went on that huge run. I mean, Brandon Ingram was outstanding throughout the entire game. Really stepped it up for them. 36 on the night. You know what he can do. He's an elite scorer in this game. Zion was there. Zion was there as well. 27 on the night. You looked at me like I was crazy for saying Brandon Ingram was
no
having a great game.
I was thinking about something. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah. Zion on the night, 27. It's Josh Hart. I think he has 16, 15 rebounds. I mean, what he been doing sometimes on the boards is ridiculous. His hustle is tremendous.
Look, a lot of people wish for that kind of energy, man.
Yes.
Would you say he was looking like Dennis
coming
Rodman?
From a guard. He's a guard.
Yeah. Would you say he looked like Dennis Rodman at one point?
Yeah. I forgot what game was that was against. Who was it? Was it against the Celtics? Or was it against somebody else?
I think it was against somebody else, man. What was it?
Wait, but anyway, let's not spend too much time on that. But yeah, he was looking like Dennis Rodman out there. A good 6'5" Dennis Rodman. But yeah. And then pretty much after that first quarter, and then the 43-point third quarter that they had, Pelicans was just able to beat this Lakers team.
Yeah. Look at man, this again. This is the challenges. This is the ups and downs we talk about with the Lakers without having both of their stars. You know what I mean? Again, it's a great challenge, but yet you're going to also have times like this in which, like, you want to get beat up pretty badly when a Heat team is fully healthy, especially with their stars going at you big time, like once like BI and Zion did. You know what I mean? BI, like, he got a kind of vendetta for them because, like, that is his former team that let him go after, like, his second season. So so, like, you know what I mean? It's just like, you want to personally go out and destroy them at all times. But yeah, they're gonna go through droughts like this. Again, they don't have their stars, man. So they look out of luck. And don't get me wrong, there was times in which they were in a situation which they had a potential to come back because they were down by 12 at one point before the Pelicans went on that lead. 12 points in early in the game is not that bad. You can come back from that. But when you give the team way more momentum to like go on a run in which they could go straight up for like 40 points, like beat you by 40 points in the middle of the game, then it's too late. So that's all it is.
Yep, that was all it is. Lakers missing their stars. But in the end, it was the stars of the Pelicans stepping up and getting them this victory.
Yeah.
All right. A few other games that happened around the league. Anything that you like to talk about? Anything like Would you like to go over player performances, great games, anything like
But
that?
the only game that was like, in my opinion, was like
Maybe an
really.
apology. Oh, sorry, I interrupted you. What did you say?
That's fine. I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Look, maybe the only competitive game that happened really was the Blazers versus the Nets.
Mainly.
Mainly was the Blazers versus the Nets. That wasn't on primetime TV, and this was like legit. Like I swear, this was like legit, like close, like really close from beginning to the end. Like I don't think anybody had a lead over 10 points. Both teams scoring at will. Harden, Joe Harris, Jeff Green. Even Blake Griffin came off the bench in this game, and she might have 8 points, but those 8 points came at a big moment down the stretch. But also, just like the Blazers being the Blazers and their high-powered offense, you can't stop them. They're going to be deep threats from the perimeter at all times, and they can get to the basket whenever they want to. It came down to a couple of last possessions. Tyler Johnson hit a big shot after getting a pass from Harden, right in the baseline. Down by 3, the Blazers try to go for a 3. I don't know what truly happened, but a challenge was ensued after they tried to double team Harden. The Blazers tried to double team Harden, and I guess it was a foul call on Robert Covington. They challenged that, and the challenge was successful. Got overturned. It went back to the Blazers. They got fouled. They went to the line. They was able to get 2 free throws, made the free throws, but yet it was just not enough time. The Nets was able to strike back, and they tried to get up a 3, but it just wasn't there for them.
Yes. It was in the end. It was the Brooklyn Nets. No Kyrie Irving, just the man James Harden pulling out the victory, being the main catalyst of the victory. Did have some help, Jeff Green, Claxton, who's been playing great. And I just gotta say once again, he deserves an apology from you. All right, that's all I'm gonna say. In the face of adversity, James Harden, 25 and 17. People should be talking more about this man as an MVP candidate. What he's been doing for this Nets team is unreal. It's unreal. And I know people don't want to talk about it. I know people are upset that James Harden is playing good and all your predictions are wrong. I'm looking at one right now. But yeah, he just deserves all the respect. Everybody doubted him going into Brooklyn, and he's proven everybody wrong with this. And not only that, he's having an MVP caliber season. And people quiet though.
Look, man, I liked you better when you was on OKC, okay?
Like I said, I'm looking at him right now. Look at that. He led this team to beat the Trailblazers. The Trailblazers, a top 6 team in the West.
But yeah, I always gave him his flowers about that because he did this. This is his 3rd time doing it. Well, he wasn't by himself this time, but this is his 3rd time doing it when he's been like the main star.
Who had Blake?
Well, again, he did this against Suns, he did this against the Pacers, and now he did this against Brooklyn. And I believe he did that against another team. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't even know. Probably, I think it was the Magic.
Pacers.
Pacers. Okay, so it was just Suns and Pacers. But he did it again. I always give him his flowers about this. He has come up big when needed because he is one of the
Say he's MVP candidate.
Okay, he belongs in the conversation. He belongs in the
conversation.
He belongs in the conversation.
That means MVP candidate.
Is he? Well, if Embiid was still playing, then it would be different.
He's been putting up triple doubles, scoring when he needs to, and being facilitator when he needs to. He's playing his role greatly at a efficient level, and he's stepping up when they need him to. When Kyrie's either out or having a bad game, we're not feeling it. While KD has been out for the past month, yes, he deserves to be in the conversation.
Yes, he is in the conversation, but in my opinion, in my opinion, based on the way that the Blazers seasons have went, I can't put him over Damian Lillard. And that's my opinion. I can't put him over Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard,
You just beat him.
So what? It don't matter. It don't matter. I can't put him over Dame. You talking about the Western Conference versus the Eastern Conference? No disrespect, but like
yes, I understand.
Competition and everything. Damian Lillard has made sure that this Blazers team stayed within that range that they have always been. Consistency is key, and he's been freaking killing.
Isn't that what James Harden doing too? Haven't they been second in the East for like the past 2 months?
Okay, yes, but also you need to understand half of that goes to Kyrie and when KD was playing before Harden even got there. Come on, now don't do that. Don't do that.
Maintaining the second seed. Yes, KD has been hurt.
Look at man, I'll put Harden over Dame when they get to the first seed. Trust me.
They're not playing the Sixers, so they can't control that.
Look, man, look.
You're just being unreasonable. You don't want to say he's an MVP candidate.
I just said he isn't in conversation.
No. I want you to say he's an MVP candidate. I'm tired of this hate.
I'm not hating.
You have a problem with James Harden. Just say it.
I don't have no problem. He's in the conversation, right? That doesn't make him an MVP candidate.
I want you to say he's an MVP candidate. I want you to
say it so badly.
I want you to say it because you try to make it seem like there's a difference between conversation and candidate. So I want you, if there's no difference, then just say that he's an MVP candidate. So there's no difference, right?
He's an MVP in the conversation. Trust me.
There you go. My co-host is a hater of James Harden.
I'm not hating. I put him in the.
You're refusing to say he's an MVP candidate.
I just basically called him a candidate by saying he's in the conversation.
Say James Harden an MVP candidate. That's all you have to say. There's nothing wrong with that.
Why you want me to say so bad?
Because I know you hate it. You don't want to be in the conversation. You don't want to be a candidate. That's why.
I'm not hating.
You don't want to be a candidate. You just say that you don't want to be a candidate. If you're not gonna say that he's an MVP candidate, say that you don't want to be a candidate.
Okay, look, he got Dame, he got Jokic. If Embiid was playing, he would still have to focus on Embiid. Who else? Braun, but Braun just got injured. Like, come on now. He's in the conversation. I don't know.
You are.
Oh, I forgot all about Giannis. I forgot about Giannis.
You are tap dancing. Like, this is unbelievable. It's ridiculous what you're doing right now. Anything to try to sliver your chances of giving James Harden credit. You give him credit, but only to an extent. It is ridiculous. It's unbelievable. It's almost laughable at this point, really. It's almost laughable.
I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
How long can James Harden keep doing this until you give him the proper respect that he is due?
My saying doesn't mean anything anyway. He's going to be.
Just say you're still upset. Just say you're still upset.
Houston, this is for you.
Oh my goodness. Whatever. I can't. You can. What they say? Can lead a horse to water. Can't have him drink it. So what can I do? All right, let's move on to the predictions for tonight's set of games, as there was really no news from last night. A whole bunch of trade deadline rumors, but we don't really talk about rumors like that. So, predictions for tonight's set of games, a pretty good lengthy lineup. So let's get into it. First, starting off the Pistons against the Pacers. Pacers, as it's not 2004. The Nuggets against the Raptors.
You right, that's 2004 because another fight one been happening. Scary moments. Repeat that other game one more time.
For 3. Nuggets Raptors.
Nuggets.
Yeah, the Nuggets, because the Raptors currently hold the longest losing streak in the NBA after losing to the previous owner of the longest losing streak in the NBA, the Houston Rockets. Nuggets. The first primetime game of the night, ESPN 7:30. It is the Boston Celtics struggling, going up against the Milwaukee Bucks.
I got the Celtics with this one.
A little upset, a little upset. A little
No
shock.
upset.
I got the Bucks though. The Suns against the Magic.
Suns.
Suns. The Cavs against the Bulls.
Bulls.
Bulls. The Hornets against the Rockets.
Hornets.
Hornets. Even without LaMelo. Dallas against Minnesota.
Dallas.
Mavericks as well. The Grizzlies against the Thunder.
Grizzlies.
Grizzlies. The Clippers against the Spurs.
Spurs.
Clippers.
Oh, Clippers. Sorry.
No, don't take your pick. Nah, I'm playing. You got Clippers. The next primetime game of the night, doubleheader, 10 o'clock, ESPN. It is the Brooklyn Nets. No Kyrie. Obviously, no KD. Going up against the Utah Jazz. This was a game that I would wish that everybody was healthy. But nonetheless, who you got?
I got the Jazz.
Yep, because you don't got James Harden. I got the Jazz as well. And lastly, the Hawks going up against the Kings.
The Hawks.
Hawks as well. All right. I think it's time to wrap things up. Jeez, any final thoughts?
I just want to take this time to apologize to James Harden. I know, I have been looking like a hater or whatsoever and things like that, but I'm not hating. I'm just being honest about the facts. You are an MVP candidate. Happy, you know what I mean? You are an MVP candidate. You are in the conversation. Do I feel like you're over certain players? Like, no, I wouldn't put you over Dame or Jokic, but yeah, you're in there. You're in there, you know what I mean? Especially when you're in Brooklyn alongside the most skilled point guard and the most probably the most talented scorer ever.
Don't say KD. He hasn't played in a month.
But still, he has the luxury of him because when KD comes back, bye Harden. You move to the side. I get the ball at all times. But yeah,
move to the side. Man, I'm losing hope for you.
What? KD's the better out of all three of them.
Yes. But move to the side, he'll just be a facilitator, still putting up numbers, still doing the best for his team to win. So averaging 10 assists a night. Leading the league in assists, by the way.
I'm gonna give him his flowers. I'm gonna hang up a banner. You know what I mean? I'm gonna do all of that. But still, KD's the best. You handling the ball. Look at playoff woes. KD has less playoff woes than Harden. But yet we're not gonna bring that up.
Why are you talking about playoffs when I'm talking about MVP candidate in regular season? See, anything to just try to decrease Harden's value and everything. Anything to try to talk trash about him.
I'm not apologizing.
That was such a backhand apology. You said, see, you could have just stopped there, but then you had to bring up his playoff role. We in the playoffs right now? Why are we talking about playoff roles right now? We're talking about MVP candidate.
I'm just saying when KD comes back.
We're talking about MVP candidate. I don't know. I want to hear a damn thing about the playoffs right now.
KD was in the MVP conversation before the All-Star break.
2 months ago, before he got hurt. He has been hurt. He has been hurt. And who's been carrying the load for them? It's been Harden.
Don't sleep on Kyrie now. Come on now. You can't do that. You see that now? That's unfair. Now that's unfair. You can't do that.
Fine. You're right. Harden isn't carrying them. I guess bad use of terminology. But Harden he's been such a big factor in why they have been winning.
Yes. I will give you that. Yes, he has been more of a factor of them winning than Kyrie. Even though it's not that far off, he has been just a little bit more.
Listen, I just wanted you to give the props to Harden. That's all I want. You didn't have to go on. That's all I wanted. If we argue about Harden once a week, it's just ridiculous. Because people who haven't even played with him hold grudges.
Bro, he's going to sleep well at night. Look at me, bro. I'm a 5'6" NBA fan.
All right, that's cut.
Why he's worried?
Cut,
Why
cut,
is he
cut,
worried
cut,
about
cut.
me?
One, you're right. He's not worried about you. That's one. Two, you're more like Nate Robinson. Standing up, Nate Robinson. Three, listen, you don't have to act like James Harden your enemy. You don't have to get upset when he's playing well and you're forced to give him compliments. Just talk basketball.
I was talking.
Talk what you see. Talk about what you see. That's all I got to say. Talk about what you see.
Yes.
Not about how you feel. Talk about what you see.
Okay, and look, everything I've seen, I've given props on. I gave him props on. I probably spoke with a little bit more emotion than expected, but I have given him props. Didn't I? Didn't I always give him respect?
You, in certain instances, yes, you have. In certain instances.
Exactly. See?
All right. I guess we shall leave it there. All right. Thank you guys for watching today's pod. Make sure to tune into tomorrow's podcast. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe.
Also, follow IG down in the description below.
And once again, I'm Evan.
And I'm Ja.
And this is the Mind of Basketball Podcast.
Harden, we love you.